What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and also fellow YouTubers? All of you a bit welcome to this static review about the Temporal Warbird Tier 6. Now, if you guys haven't noticed already, my screen has a texture that is greenish, and most of you already know it is the Romulan side. Now, I've gotten myself another one, so this is my god, I actually got all three ships from the Federation, Romulan, and also from the Klingon one. The R&D packs were like really fortunate for me. I was really lucky to open, I think in total about 15 or 20 of those packs in total, and I got all three variants of these ships, and I'm lucky that way, I guess. Saying that right off the bat, I know a lot of people that are actually not that lucky, open in excess of 20 or higher numbers of those R&D packs, and they still haven't gotten anything. Just a lot of low buy, and in their own in their own vocabulary, they're getting lots of useless items. But anyway, this is going to be for the Tillis Temporal Warbird, and that is a tier 6 Romulan faction starship. Now in this video I'm going to go I'm going to go to the NPC where you can actually see the customization of this ship in its full details. I'm also going to take this ship into space where I'm going to display all of the visuals and all of the aesthetical visuals that you're going to get when you're going to equip all of the different reputation space sets that I currently have right here in my inventory. Now I did have to copy this character to Tribble because I don't have the temporal defense space unlocked on this character. I'm lagging a little bit behind, to be honest. At level 4 I'm almost there, but it's taking a toll, to be honest, doing this on all characters that I'm doing. So that's why I'm on Tribble. But anyway, after the visuals on the shieldings in space, we're going to see a little bit of space combat with this thing and see what it's going to be able to put out towards the enemies. So let's go into the information so we can read a little bit about this ship. This is packed. The pride of the Imperial fleet in the 23rd century, the Tillis class has received the power of molecular reconstructions and more. Nice, I like this one. Her enhanced Romulan battle cloak provides a keen edge in the field, and the Omnius device will give her captain access to the conceptive Corbomite maneuver. Let's see. Temporal Starship are capable of making subtle alteration to the molecular level through the use of the molecular reconstruction. This technology allows the Starship to assume one of 3 different configurations: defense, offense, and support. Each configuration has their own strengths and weaknesses. Each of the configurations generate their own specific counter. Up to 6 counters can be generated at a time. These counters are used to fuel your molecular deconstruction beam. Now, this is a lot of copy paste, so I'm going to skip this part and I'm going to go all the way down to the information of the ship that we're actually going to do the review about. So the Tillis Temporal Warbird Tier 6 is equipped with an enhanced Romulan battle cloak. Energy weapons cannot be fired while cloaked, but torpedoes, mines, and most bridge officer and captain abilities can be activated. When attacking while cloaking, the ship's cloak will drop for a few seconds, leaving the ship momentarily exposed. This is a really finer print that you guys need to know about cloaking and coming out of cloaks. The momentarily exposed, if you're if you're seeing a torpedo inbound towards your ship, do not press the cloaking ability, because while you're going to cloak, the shield are going to be dropped down all the way to 0. So you're going to be exposed in space, and basically everything is going to hit your hull right away, and it's going to do so much damage that is just insane. So this starship features a commander tactical / temporal operative bridge officer station and a lieutenant commander universal / pilot bridge officer station. The Talis Temporal Warbird Tier 6, complete equipped with the Omnius device universal console. Activating this ability will execute the Carbomite maneuver nearby enemies. Starship will flee from you for a brief period before realizing they've been duped. Affected foe will have their damage resistance and defense reductions substantially for a short time. Reduced substantially for a short time. This console also provides a passive bonus to all damage, and this console can be equipped with the Temporal Light Cruiser, the one that we're going to do the review about, the D7 Temporal Battle Cruiser that is from the Klingon variant, and the Talis Warbird, the Talis Temporal Warbird, that is the one that we're going to do the review about. The Temporal Light Cruiser, I just made a boo-boo right here, is the Constitution class, that is from the Federation. Yeah, that's for the Federation class. So after achieving level 5 in your Talis Temporal Warbird Tier 6 Starship Mastery, you will unlock a Build to Last Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, activating a hull healing bridge officer ability will apply a weapon power cost reduction and a hull regeneration buff. This hull regeneration buff effectiveness will increase when triggered at a low hull strength. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this activatable trait because it's really nice. So it is available only for the Romulan Tier 6, minimum rank required level 40 or Sub-Admiral, a hull strength of 34,500 hit points at level 40 and 39,675 hit points at level 50, and a whooping of 46,000 hit points at level 60, and has a shield modifier of 0.15. Wow, that's low. Okay. 5 weapons on the front, 2 on the aft. What? Okay. 2 device slots. Wow, okay. The bridge officer station I'm going to skip. I'm going to showcase this in a later segment of the video, so stay tuned for this part. A console modification, 4 tactical, 3 engineering, and 4 science. A base turn rate of 19 degrees per second and an impulse modifier of 0.2. Inertia rating of 70, plus 10 to weapon power and plus 10 to engine power. Can load dual cannons and obviously dual heavy cannons. If you want to go that route, it is available. That universal console, the Omnius device, molecular reconstruction with that molecular reconstruction beam ability. Romulan enhanced the battle cloak device, that's always nice. And also we're going to get a tactical warbird starship ability package that is going to give us precise weapon system, enhanced singularity circuitry, enhanced weapon system, devastating weaponry, and build to last, that is that activatable starship trait. And also singularity abilities, plus 40 base power to all subsystems, a plasma shockwave, control absorption, warp shadows, singularity jump, and singularity overcharge on this beast. Let us, you know what, let us first choose this ship. Something Ronoma, that one. So it's going to be the you know what, I love the run. Nice, I like that. Okay, so we're getting 5 weapons on the front, a normal deflector, impulse, singularity, and shields. 2 weapons on the aft. I don't like this a lot. 2 device slots. Wow. 3 engineering consoles, 4 science, and 4 on the tactical consoles slots. So that's nice. So we got 3, 4, 4. Okay. Okay. So customize. Can we customize the Starship, please? Here we go. So this is the Temporal Warbird, and that is a tier 6 Starship. And I know that some of you were liking this part as well in my other video. It's basically just like a Cylon Raider right there. It's been compared to that, and it definitely looks like a Cylon Raider if it's like upside down. But anyway, you have two templates. The Malem, that is like another, what was it? It's a tier 1, I think. The Chivaro. No, I think it's a Chivaro is a tier 1 and this one is a tier 5 ship or something like that. Memory is not really good these days, but one is I think the Malem is a tier 6 and the Chivaro is a tier 1. But anyway, I don't have anything unlocked for my Romulan character, so I have just the basic interior, and I'm going to skip this part. I'm not going to showcase the bridge. I usually showcase a bridge in my videos in aesthetical reviews because I want to cover the full range of customization to the ship. But this one doesn't have its own unique Starship bridge, so I'm going to skip that part. But I'm hoping that this thing has different window types. And it does. Okay, so we got window type number 1, and you guys can see that right up here on the front section of the saucer section, if you can say it like that. So we got number 2, type 2 for the windows. Not really a big fan of the circles. Type 3 is more to my liking, to be honest. Yeah, more to my liking, and we're going to get type 4. Oh wow, that's nice. That is cool. We also have different material types. This one I definitely not a fan. We got type 1. Wow, nice. A Riemann type 1. So this is the Riemann type 1 material types. Nice, not bad at all. Riemann type 2. You can see a lot of details. Kind of reminds me of a motherboard of a computer with all of these indentations and stuff like that, all of these lines. Nice. Okay, Romulan type 0. Oh wow, what the hell is this? What is this? No visuals. I mean, no color changes. Nothing. Just grayed out. Romulan type 1. Okay, definitely love this part right here. Kind of breaks the lines. Nice. Romulan type 2. So cool. So cool. Type 2, but the brown version? I don't know why they put the brown version up here. Is there like a splintered Romulan faction that is like that they're like representing or something like that in this thing? Not a big fan. Romulan type 3. Definitely love the this part right here on the dome. Kind of ice. Oh wow, it's underneath as well. Nice. Type 4. And we have X. What? Definitely love this part. Yeah, it gets me every time, man. Gets me every time. This is nice. And the upgraded variant, because we have access to a lifetime membership on Star Trek Online. So we got that one unlocked as well. Let's see. We have different type of hull patterns that you can actually, or style of the hull that you can actually change. So the Chalice has like this weird, I don't know what kind of shape that is. Does that even have a name? The nacelles. Oh, what? Nice. I like this one. Kind of reminds me of the Enterprise right now, with those rounded nacelles. Let's see. There is like different type of fins. Oh, okay. And the wings are also interchangeable, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to leave the ship as it is when it's going to come out of the box, because I could change it to my liking, but not all of you guys are going to have the same ship anyways, because most of you are going to change this ship and are going to have like different colors, or I don't know, different visuals that you're going to equip on your ship, and it's not nice to have like a really different representation. Just want to represent how the ship is coming out of the box, and that is what we're doing right here. So this is how this thing actually looks like. Oh man, oh, definitely love this. Is it an eagle? Is it like a turkey? It kind of looks like that, right? With his long neck. And guys, don't go nuts on the on the comment section. I know it's a warbird, but turkeys can be a warbird as well, right? They are birds after all. Anyway, this is how it looks like with the normal default skin on this thing. Not bad, right? Not bad. Let's start with the... which one is this? This is the adaptive Mako. And the adaptive shieldings from the Mako. Now, I do want to say one thing, that my Romulan character has an alliance with the Federation. So that's why you guys are seeing me in Earth space stack and not in in the Klingon homeworld. So you guys can see all of the visuals, and maybe let's, yeah, that's better. So you guys can see these warbird in its full glory. And I do like that they haven't changed the ship a lot. They're just like basic model, because this ship is basically a tier 1 ship on its visuals right here. It is based off the Chalice, so so that's nice. All right, moving on to the where, there we go. The Aegis space set has been currently equipped on a different ship of mine. That's why I couldn't see it, but here it is, the Aegis space set with all of the visuals. And let me just zoom in again so you guys can actually see the outline of this ship. No, that's not, that's too close. Okay, that's good. So you guys see a really bright white line all over this thing, and it is visible right here. even more. Nice. Underneath, not a lot of stuff happening, just that bird. It's making me hungry. Anyway, a lot of stuff is going to happen right now because we're going to equip the Borg space set. 1, 2, 3. Here we go with the Borg space set with all of that. Deflector dish, engine modification, and there is a warp nacelle modification from the Borg. And obviously you guys are seeing lots of details from the Borg, and it's visible right here from that Borg engine that is basically tied up to the visuals of the ship. So that's cool. And as you guys probably noticed, we are at the boundary of space right now. That's why you guys are seeing changes to the planets. I think it's Earth down there that is being assimilated or not, and assimilated or not, again and again and again. Let me just move out a little bit away, so we're not going to have that. There we go. This is the Borg space set on this thing. Nice. Okay, Counter Command space set is the next one that we're going to do. 1, 2, 3. Look at this. As you guys love this Counter Command space set. As of lately, these guys, or at least the visuals of this thing, are really amazing. And it's so cool to see that engine animation type deal wake that is going on with the Counter Command space set, that it's leaving behind this trail of I don't know, subatomic particles or something like that. That is just awesome. And you guys can see, if I zoom in, you maybe can see it right here. No, where is it? Oh, it is right there. Nice. So you guys can see a little bit of the nacelle that is basically a modified bullseye. So if you hit this part right there on the nose, you're going to win. You're going to one-hit this thing. The Delta space set is next in a line. 1, 2, 3 from the Delta space set is making this ship all grayed out and with a really dark yellow tint. Red, yellow stripe or orange stripe. No, it's more yellowish than orange. That bird though, right? Or should I say that turkey? Nice. Okay, moving on to the Dyson space set. Dyson, there we go. I definitely love the Dyson space set in all of the ship's visuals that I did, and I've done so many. It's crazy. The Dyson one is definitely number one in all of the ones that I really love, because of all of this part right here. It's basically changing the ship, its appearance right there, and has that glowish factor right there to it. Nice. That is cool. already did the Delta, so we're going to go with the Nukara. And Nukara. Do we have all three pieces? We do have all three pieces of the Nukara space set. Now the Nukara space set is kind of like an old space set that nobody really is interested in utilizing anymore, because there are so many better space sets out there. The Iconian is currently like #1 for all of the visuals, and a lot of people are actually using the 4-piece set on the Iconians, because it's, you know, it has so many passive abilities. The numbers are really good, and everybody's really liking that, especially the high DPS members. They definitely love the Iconian space set. But the Nukara space set is basically a space set that isn't really used these days, and as you guys saw, it is basically a 3-piece set, and especially the latest one, those are basically a 4-piece set, because they have like that well, this guy has a singularity, but the Federation has the warp core. So you know, if you mouse over it, you kind of see this is a parts of the Nukara Strike Force technologies, 3 out of 3. So it's basically the shield, the impulse engines, and the deflector dish. And the newer space set, they also have like a warp and singularity core. So that's nice. That's nice to have, like, you know, 4-piece set. The Omega we're going to do next in its visuals. There we go. All 3 pieces of that, and I definitely love each time I see this thing. This is so awesome. The engine trail, man, it reminds me of a rocket being utilized in space. And you kind of see a little bit of the Omega details. Let me just zoom in. There we go. Being apparent right here. Nice. I do like that they are not changing the way that the ship is actually looking a lot. So they're just basically doing some finer details on this thing. It's not like it has like a really big overall changes to this thing, like moving all over this place, like on the top of this thing. Just some finer details. Nice. Nukara we already did. Riemann, engines and shielding. 3-piece set as well. Look at this. This is awesome. This is really awesome. And definitely the Riemann is a nice space set to have. Just for the visuals, the statistics aren't really up to par as of late, with so many enemies doing high DPS. I don't know if anybody's still utilizing the Riemann space set for their numbers, but the visuals are really cool. I mean, the Riemann's space set visuals, they don't let you down, man. They don't. Romulans. 3-piece set of the Romulans. The way that this ship has been intended to be utilized. Nice. A Romulan a ship with the Romulan visuals. Nice, right? Not bad. Not bad at all. Cool. I do love that they are not utilizing the Romulan visuals a lot, just enough to make finer details come to life, so you guys can see at a first glance, all right, he's using the Romulan space set, or at least the visuals, because as of late you can change the visuals right here, so you can utilize different space sets for the, you know, the actual numbers and what they're actually good for, but the visuals have their own tab and their own, you know, slots, so that's nice. That's nice to have. Temporal defense I'm going to skip right now. I'm going to hold that for last. So we're going to do the Terran Task Force space set. And here we go. Wow, cool. Nice. It's looking good. Let me just rotate this thing. Nice. And that bird is still up down there. It is still up down there. Okay. Yeah. English. I definitely love this part right here. Nice deflector dish, like a beam of rays going into space. Nice. Cool. Wrong button. Sorry about that. Jem'Hadar space set. There we go. Jem'Hadar space set visuals on the Tillis Temporal Warbird, and that is a tier 6. But I guess you can also utilize this thing as a tier 1. That I wouldn't recommend you guys doing, but you can have. Nice, nice. All right. Which one are we going to do? The Breen space set. Up next. Look at that. And the Breen engines. I love the engines, man. It's like, and I've said this in almost every video, like they give me chills right now. Because it's like cold in space. Cool, cool. The Riemann space set. The Iconian space set we did not feature because it is in some other ship of mine. Or at least it was. No, it's not. Nice. Okay, with the Iconian space set, then definitely this is part of the front or the top view. Kind of reminds me of a cupcake, with this being like whipped cream around it. So this thing can fly right into your mouth and you're like, hum, yum, yum, yum. Awesome. But this thing is definitely going to be ready for combat in a little bit. Are you guys excited about to see this thing kick ass? Which one do we not do? Now these are the normal ones. The Kobali doesn't offer any changes to the visuals. I'm going to skip everything that doesn't do changes to the visual. The Quantum Phase, the Romulans we already covered. The Soul Defense, no visuals there. The Solanae, no visuals. The only thing that is left is the Temporal Defense base set. There we go. The Disco space set, and the Disco space set is making this ship all shiny like this. Nice. Nice. Okay, this is something funny I just noticed. You got these two lines going all the way to this bird is its head. So it's like this bird is Endorian with its antennas. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, those were all of the visuals that we just did. One thing that I didn't cover is the Starship Masteries and the information from the Omnius device. Let's do the Starship Mastery. So if you level this thing up each time, so level 1 is going to give you increased accuracy by 5%. Level 2 is going to increase or reduce the cooldown time of singularity power uses by 15% and increases your singularity charge rate by 30%. That's always nice to have. Increase energy and kinetic damage by 10% and also 10% all energy damage. Level 4 is going to increase your critical chance. So actually to land a critical hit, you basically need a critical chance. So plus 2.5% on that. And that activatable trait or that unlockable trait built to last. Whole healing bridge officer ability grants the plus regeneration and minus weapon power cost. So plus 0.3 whole regeneration every 20 seconds. So increased as whole hit points decrease. And minus 33% weapon power cost for 20 seconds. So what that basically says is when your hull is basically at a lower percentage, this trait, depending on what percentage your hull is, it's going to reduce your weapon cost by 33%. So let's say if you're using beams, it costs about 10 weapon power when firing these weapons. So minus 33% of that is going to actually cost you 6.6 in your weapon power. So that's nice to have. And also it's going to increase the regeneration rate of your hull as your hull hit points are lowered. So your percentage in hull hit points are going to be lowered, and this thing is going to increase the regeneration rate of that. If that makes any sense. I hope I didn't make it more complicating than it is. Anyway, the Universal Console information, let's see that. So all of these, the Temporal Light Cruiser and that Constitution class, the D7 Temporal Battle Cruiser from the Klingons, and the Tillis Temporal Warbird, the one that we're actually doing, comes equipped with the Omnius device Universal Console. Activating this ability will execute the Carbomite maneuver. Nearby enemies Starship will flee from you for a brief period of time, before realizing they have been duped. Affected foes will have their damage, resistance and defense reduced substantially for a short time. This console also provides a passive bonus to all damage. So you're going to get plus 20% all damage. So affected foes 5 at maximum. So you need to be within a 5 kilometer sphere for the foes to be affected by this ability. It requires 1 second to activate and 2-minute cooldown, so 2-minute recharge. So the foe that is within 5 kilometer sphere is going to have its current engine power set to 125. It's going to be unable to attack you for 5 seconds. Its weapon power, shield power, and auxiliary power will be set to 25. So everything is going to drop like crazy. He's also going to get plus 50 flight speed for 5 seconds. Also minus 99% flight to turn rate. So he's basically going to go straight on and maybe up and down. Also minus 33 all damage resistance rating for 20 seconds, and also increase damage to shield by 33% for 20 seconds. So this actually is telling us that he's going to take more damage to their shields, 33% more for 20 seconds. That is awesome. Bridge officer station we didn't cover. We have a lieutenant commander universal / pilot station. We have a commander tactical temporal ops station, also a lieutenant commander science station, and the last one is a lieutenant commander engineering station. Now obviously, like I say in all of my videos, don't actually utilize this build that I'm just putting up right now, because this is just something that I put up just to have a little bit more firepower and survivability. Like I said, I'm going to skip the bridge part section, because this thing does not have its own unique bridge. So we're going to go and do a mission. Let's do Borg. Yeah, let's do this one. Now I hope you guys have seen the other videos that I did, the review, aesthetic review about, because I did one for the Federation, the D7, or the Klingon one for the D7, and also for the Federation, the Constitution class. And yeah, I hope you guys have seen those too, because they are awesome, to be honest. I mean, the ships on itself, they are basically a and you guys know this is basically a tier 1 starship, but it's like basically duped up with its statistics to be a tier 6 ship. And obviously it's going to get the console slots and the weapon slots, and, like, you know, bridge officer abilities have been increased. But it's especially if you have been, yeah, and especially if you guys have been brought up with Star Trek, the original series, this thing is just, you know, just for that nostalgia moment, this thing is definitely the one that you kind of need to have. And I do want to say one thing: they are actually, right now, people are selling them for close to 1 billion, and I don't know if it's worth that much, in all honesty. I don't think so, to be completely honest. No way. I think they're close to 200, maybe 200-300, somewhere between there. But they are definitely not worth 1 billion. No freaking way. Let's go offensive. You know what? Increase my shields. Because you're being a dick right now, Mr. Sphere. Ouch, what was that? What? Oh, the other probes are coming out. Oh, wasn't really paying attention to what was happening to my shields there. But you guys are seeing triple digits. This thing is basically the I need to get the hell away from here. You know what? I'm gonna just even the odds a little bit. What was I saying? Yeah, this thing definitely not worth the 1 billion mark. Close to 200, 300 maybe. That is something that it's definitely priced at, for me at least. Okay, so that's nice. Let us utilize this ability. Where are you going, dude? Come on. Oh. You know what? Let's take care of you then. My shields are gone. God damn it. My shields are gone again. You know what? We'll try. There we go. Come on. Okay, 5 kilometer sphere. This guy is going to go full impulse in 3, 2, 1. Yep. Look at this guy. This guy is like trying to escape because he can't turn. He's moving sideways. Oh no, okay, now he can turn. And it's crazy, right? It's a really awesome ability to have. You know what? Stay there, would you? Go down fighting. Sure, why not? Nice, right? Not bad. Triple digits all over the place, guys. If you're nostalgic about this thing, grab it. If you're not, I definitely don't think that this is a 1 billion EC ship. To be honest, to be completely honest, and all of the other ships as well from the Klingon, the D7 and the Constitution class, it is not worth that much. But on the other side, I mean, if you have the money and you're nostalgic about it, and that trait is also good. This trait, you know, weapon power cost reduction is always nice. And yeah, what you get? I mean, I kind of talked about everything right now, and one thing that I do want to mention, and I've gotten a little bit of beef lately why I'm actually using like the default weapons on this thing and not the right skill sets, because it's not really good. I mean, and I think I said that on the other video as well, on the D7 one. It's like I really want to represent what this ship is capable of, and not what my character is capable of. Because if I equipped some, you know, better version of weapons, the better version of shields, and I mean like Mark 14, right? Mark 14 Epic. Not everybody has access to those ships or those gears, those weapons, right? So that's not going to be the right representation of what this ship is all about. I mean, I definitely have the resources in Star Trek Online to definitely full pimp a ship out and basically grab all of those gear, the weapons from that ship that is totally pimped out, and put them up here and do like, I don't know, 130 DPS damage with whatever ship that I'm actually utilizing at that moment. And that's going to be, you know, my personal opinion about that as just a misrepresentation of what the ship is capable of. I mean, you as a captain with your skill tree, your traits and all of that, abilities and stuff like that, your bridge officers and stuff like that, that is basically bound to your captain, your character, the character that you actually are utilizing, and not what the ship is capable of. And do actually think just a little bit more about what I'm actually trying to achieve right now, because I'm actually representing what the ship is capable of. And you guys saw it, it's doing triple digits. How far you can actually pimp the ship is all up to you. Like, you know, how good you can make this ship is basically, you know, the base DPS that this thing is doing. It was doing good, right? Three digits. That is the base DPS of this thing. It's, I don't know, somewhere like I don't know, 4,000 DPS per second, somewhere between that line. And you obviously can make it better, you know, tactical consoles, embassy consoles, to add like plasma proc to your weapons and stuff like that. It's basically going to enhance your overall DPS of your ship. So, you know, it's up to you how much DPS you can take out of this thing. So with that being said, and I hope I clarified that a little bit. With that being said, I hope to see you on the next one. For now, I'm gonna say take care. Later.